Welcome, everybody. We are live. Steven Muehlhausen here, the Walkway to Fight Club. Happy Wednesday, August the 19th, 2020. I promised Daryl Rivera was going to join me. Daryl Rivera will join me. He's having some technical difficulties. So Daryl will be joining me very, very quickly. Before we get into recapping NXT and this weird and to me very horrific day in the world of professional wrestling, we will get into all the particulars. We will get all the familiar stuff away, and we'll get right into it. And we'll talk about, first, I want to thank everybody. Thank everybody for watching earlier today. The Renee Young reaction video, where Renee Young smartly leaving WWE, will be exiting WWE. That's not the only thing that happened today. Triple H had an NXT conference call to promote TakeOver 30 this coming Saturday night. Stupidly, Full Sail. He talked about the Velveteen Dream. He talked about Thunderdome. You would have thought he would have talked about the first thing we talked about, and we'll get into that in a few moments when Daryl joins us. The Thunderdome, man. God. If there's not one thing I hate more right now, I hate the Thunderdome. Sorry, not a fan at all. I think it's pretty absurd. It's pretty ridiculous. But what the hell do I know? Paying $450,000 to rent out a facility and not really going to get anything out of it. Which is utterly ridiculous. But hey, for a company that says they are spending, they got to go fire everybody, including referees. But hey, we're going to go spend almost $500,000 for 2 months, create this infrastructure, which I have to admit is pretty damn cool. I will give that company that. They did something cool. But beyond that, very disappointed in the WWE. It's a horrible day for wrestling, and I'm ashamed to be a wrestling fan. I'm ashamed to be a wrestling journalist. What we have seen today is uncalled for, promoting a lot of things we shouldn't be promoting. But yet, we're going to sit here and we're going to promote pure and utter nonsense. I am joined by the sexiest man in the room, one and only partner in crime on the Walkway to Fight Club podcast, Daryl Rivera. And how's the internet, my friend? Doing better?
Doing better, finally. Finally figured out the connection issue, and we're good to go. Hopefully I don't freeze and go away.
I haven't seen you in a minute. We haven't done a night podcast, and we've done a couple day ones lately, but you're drinking. I'm drinking coffee. What are you drinking?
Grape juice.
Wow. Something I wasn't expecting you to say this evening.
Nobody ever expects the grape juice, man.
After what we've seen out of the main event, I think I want to go ram my head into the damn wall. I would have, if we were doing a podcast, I was going to ram my head through the wall and pound about 16 beers.
I don't think I have 16 beers. I think I have like those Corona spritzers, I think, in the fridge. And I'm not the biggest fan, so I'm not going to drink those.
You know what? I'm gonna let a cat out of the bag. You know what I had, and it was actually good. And I had it about a month ago when we went up to our lake house in Michigan.
If you say White Claw, oh dude, my God,
White Claw was.
I'm done,
dude. If I knew that's all I had to do to get you out of get you to leave, damn, I should have said that a long time ago. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But man, she went to the grocery store with my mother-in-law, and I'm like, "What is this?" And she's like, "So you heard a White Claw?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, the neighbors, my kids, my oldest plays with across the street. The wife drinks White Claw because she's really her stomach's really sensitive to beer, so she'll drink wine or she can drink that. And I'm like, "How is it?" And she's like, "Oh, it's actually not bad." And I asked him, and he was the husband. And he was like, "Hey, it's actually pretty good." So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, buy this and see how it is. We each had one. We got I think it was black cherry. She hated it, and I thought it was pretty damn good. Not gonna lie. And I can see the disappointment in you, and it is not the first nor the last time I am going to disappoint somebody.
All I'm gonna say is you gave me shit for drinking hot coffee in the summer. This takes the cake. You grabbed the cake, threw it against the wall, scraped it again, and then grabbed it and threw it against the wall again.
Get the fuck out of here.
Don't start with me.
You know, I've been so good lately about swearing. You have only been on here for freaking 3 minutes, and I already dropped an F-bomb. No, you've been on here 2 minutes.
It's what I do best.
How dare you? I was doing so good, I broke a vow to my son. Yeah, because of you. He promised me that I would not. I made a promise to him. I just put him up to bed about. I saw him at gangs. I put my little guy up, and he was still up reading. And he's like, "You going to podcast, Daddy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "No swearing." I'm like, "Okay." I was doing so good, and now I broke my promise to my 4-year-old. It's your fault.
Tell your 4-year-old I apologize.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late, man. See,
only took me, I joined what? At the 4.5 minute mark. Only took me a minute and a half.
I'm mad at you.
And those Spanish speaking people that are watching, you guys, you'll love the shirt.
Please humor me. What does it say before I blast you some more?
Llegó más que jode. I gotta look up the correct translation.
Okay, well, you're looking up the translation. For everyone that is watching, you can make sure you please subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button, like the video, leave a question or comment. We're trying something different today. We're just exclusively live on YouTube. Want to try things out, but it will also be available on the audio version. That will be up tomorrow morning. All you gotta do is you can download it, rate it, subscribe, review it. Please give 5 stars. It's greatly appreciated. We're getting a lot more uptick in the podcast. So please rate, review, subscribe. Give it 5 stars. It's available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. Getting a lot of play on Overcast, which I really didn't know was a thing. And all your favorite podcasting platforms. Right now, I'm loving me some Overcast. I love Anchor too, but we're getting a lot of Overcast love. So it is greatly appreciated. And thank everyone so much. It really does mean a lot. We got a Renee Young reaction video. We got one me and Daryl did the other day about God, I'm losing my whole train of thought here. What do we do? I'm old. So
we did
gotta remind my old ass a little bit on what we
UFC preview.
We did UFC 252 preview. We also did I'm losing my total train of thought here. I did a UFC 252 results and reaction, and also did the Ultimate Warrior debuts in WCW. Man, I have been getting a crap ton of feedback. That has been a killer podcast.
I love it.
And oh my God, I've been getting a lot of feedback on that. For everyone that's giving me feedback on that. downloaded podcast, and that is going to continue. Was going to do on Mike Tyson because it was the 25-year anniversary today of Mike Tyson coming back to the ring after getting out of prison against Peter McNeely. But the problem was no viable YouTube channel had a good video. And I'm not gonna, and I don't want to do that to you guys. It was like and this is kind of like what we're looking for, especially I know it's going to be harder for boxing. Looking for beginning intro, just main event. Intro to the conclusion where we're getting the interviews. That one was rough. And I was finding stuff in choppy pieces, like it kept getting broken off in pieces. That does no good, especially when we're doing it in a watch-alongs. But we will be having a special one, and Daryl, I will inform you of what that is when we're done. But it's a pretty cool one, and it's a pro wrestling one.
I'm excited.
It's pretty awesome. And I came up on it the other day, and I was talking to a buddy, and he's like, "You have to." And I was getting emails from fans, and they're like, "Hey, you got to do this one." And I'm like, "Oh crap! I didn't know it was the 15-year anniversary for this." So I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "We'll make sure our schedules sync up, and we will do that." But all that aside,
I just want to comment really quick.
Absolutely.
I saw the Ultimate Warrior video. I heard it. Fantastic stuff.
Thank you.
I had to stop making calls at work because I couldn't stop listening. It was actually really, really good. I was like, man. I was sad that I couldn't join you. I was like, man.
You know how to. And the only reason, full discretion, and I actually exchanged some texts with him because he watched, and the other one listened. Conrad Thompson watched most of the video. And he's like, "Did you steal my idea?" I'm like, "You know what? The only reason I remember, I told him, it was full disclosure. Like, the only reason I remembered was because you put it on Twitter. I forgot it was a 22-year anniversary. Totally forgot about it. It's one of those things you try to block out of your mind.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I tried to block out of my mind. And then, because I tagged Bischoff. Bischoff texted me. And he's like, "Man," he's like, "that was really good." He's like, me and Conrad didn't even bother wasting our time in watching it. He just went and talked about it. I'm like I thought it was like a kind of a cool novel concept. See if it worked. I thought it went well. Video traction could have done better, but the audio version did very well. And that to me, that's something did important. It's a start. See what happens. But that's what we're going to be. And me and you have talked about this before, and now it's actually going to happen. And
getting praise from the great Eric Bischoff. I am a bigger Eric Bischoff than most people are.
You know what? I know we're supposed to talk freaking NXT, but that shit can wait.
Yeah.
But
after that main event, yeah, they can go in the back burner.
I always had this preconceived notion of Eric Bischoff. And it wasn't good. I kind of thought he was a jerk, kind of thought he was an a-hole. I'm listening to the podcast, and I'm like, man, I hate you more. Because I wasn't just not fun because, he always criticizes Dave Meltzer. And don't get me wrong, Dave does deserve criticism. But I am always, and this is me, I don't like criticizing other journalists because I don't think it's right. This is a tough job. We're going to get stuff right, but we're going to get stuff wrong. But more often than not, Dave gets it right. More often than not, I get it right. We're going to get stuff wrong, and it happens. Every journalist gets it wrong. I don't like when other journalists blast other journalists. To me, that's journalism 101. It's one of the things you don't do. Secondly, especially when I'm listening to a podcast that I enjoy, I'm not listening for you to bash Dave Meltzer. I'm listening because you're Eric frickin' Bischoff. I want to hear what happened in WCW. I love it. So I'm like, I got asked to interview him. I begrudgingly did it. And I'm like, oh man, I did it as a favor. What ended up happening was an hour of freaking beauty. My flash drive right now is on the fritz. And my external hard drive is in the crapper. I found a place where I can get them both fixed at a reasonable rate. And my wife's pissed because my wedding video is still on that external hard drive. So I have to get it. Yeah. that's a totally.
Ooh.
Yeah. I found a place that will be able to, because like I put it into the USB and it doesn't work, but I can put other USBs into my drives and it works fine. So I know it's just something wrong with like the port. And I know the port in both of them can get fixed. I found a place by me that can get it done. And I know we're losing viewers. I don't give a crap. My podcast, I'm doing whatever the hell I want. You don't like it, don't listen. But no, but after that hour plus, man, I gained a ton of respect for Eric Bischoff.
Always been a fan. More than people, because Eric Bischoff was always an entertaining character on screen for me. Like every time he was on screen, I was like, okay, something good is going to happen. I have to watch. And not only that, now that he's like, talking about his experiences in WCW, talking about like, what happened in WWE, his time in TNA, stuff like that. That stuff draws. And the biggest thing with Eric Bischoff is that he's an open book when it comes to it. He will tell you everything. He doesn't care. And he has no filter. Like, I get it. I'm not the biggest fan of him, bashing Dave Meltzer left and right. Because based on 83 weeks alone, he hates Dave Meltzer.
He hates Dave because Dave called him out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that ended up being true.
Yeah. And stuff like that, it's like, all right, take it easy. But at the same time, he's always been, in my opinion, an entertaining character that took wrestling to not only a new level, but also made it what it is today. And his type of wrestling that he brought to the TV was my kind of wrestling that I enjoy watching, that I enjoy, getting invested on. Because he made it reality-based TV. He took Vince McMahon out of the cookie-cutter bull crap that he put on TV, took him out of that, made him get into the Attitude Era, and boom. Now we're running in we're fought, like, our hair's on fire. It's good stuff.
No, it is. And then the second time I talked to him, I think I talked to him. He was coming to Chicago. He did something here with Tony Schiavone. And I got reached out to by the same PR guy.
Wasn't it StarCast?
No, it was something different. The first one was for StarCast. And I did it. Talked for another hour. And it was about completely different stuff. And it was right before he signed with WWE. And I asked him, and he point blank gave me a flat no, which I knew he was lying. Because I knew they were talking. I get a message like 10 minutes after the interview ended. Tell us the PR guy, and I still got a screenshot. I'll send it to you. He loved the interview. He's like, man, that was a fantastic interview, blah, 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 blah. And so I was like, I thought that was cool. So, like, he texted me, and he's like, hey, that was awesome. He's like, that was good. He's like, the fact you went that route. So I want to do those differently. We got some really cool ones coming up. I just did an outline of what I have in store for the rest of the month. So I'll let you know that, Daryl, when we get off. But
cool.
NXT did unfortunately happen tonight. Before we get into all the absurdity, the lunacy, and the nonsense of the main event, what did you think of the show?
I thought it was going well. I was excited about the main event just because it was a matchup that we haven't seen, a matchup that's been teased a lot. And then Finn Balor is a personal favorite. Anytime he's on the screen, I want to watch him wrestle. And then you have this match, and then I don't know what is it with WWE. They just have to have something extra happening in all hype matches outside of pay-per-views. Like something always shenanigans, like some Mickey Mouse crap. And that's what we saw today. I honestly liked where they were headed. And then there they go. I love the fact, and this is the one thing that I still can't get. I had to watch it again after it was over. The Killer Cross Keith Lee promo.
Karrion Kross, get it right.
I'm not gonna call him Karrion Kross.
WWE's gonna get on me and be like, you need to say Karrion.
All right, fine, Karrion Kross.
Because it has happened. But I'm
not. Sorry. I didn't mean to tame the.
Oh no,
the baddest mofo in the entire roster right now. Let's tame him by name him Karrion.
We've discussed it. I can't do that again.
Fine. Karrion Kross and Keith Lee. That promo, Metallica, mwah. Perfect stuff. Great
Oh my
stuff.
god. Oh dude,
I'm gonna watch it again.
I creamed in my pants.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
It's
sorry for the swearing again. YouTube's gonna get mad at me for swearing, and it won't get fully monetized. So I gotta watch my swearing.
Makes two of us.
Let's keep going though. We gotta watch no more potty mouths where you wash your mouth out with soap.
We need to get like a curse jar.
That's what we do in the house. It's awesome.
Yeah. Anytime I say something, boom, throw money in there. Get the kids fun going.
Lynn is a cusser. It is terrible. She cusses like a sailor. I've been a gazillion times better since I became a dad. It's not as bad. It comes out, but I'm trying very hard. Go ahead.
Mine's pretty bad. But that promo, I love a good promo. When it comes to wrestling, the promo always, before the match, gets me even more hyped than I was before it came out. Before the interest even started. I can't wait to see what the Adam Cole Pat McAfee promo looks like. That thing is going to be a thing of beauty. By the way, and I'm sure we were going to get to this. I'm gonna make this a jump now, just because of how well it was done. Pat McAfee's heel promo. I did not expect it.
Okay.
I mean, not that I didn't expect it. The guy can talk. He can talk on the mic. He's very good at that. But I was excited about this when we were talking about WWE moving to the Amway Center. Now I'm even more excited about this match than I was before this promo even happened.
Wow.
These two guys are making magic happen. And Adam Cole, this even more props to Adam Cole. He's making what's your phrase? Because this isn't even chicken shit. Sorry, chicken poop.
Chicken poo poo. Chicken begins with an H and it begins with an S and ends in
a T. That
with a high in the middle.
This is always a good angle from the start. Now they made it into a great angle. And now my fear, because I've seen this in the past, this is my one fear, is that they're going to have Adam Cole go, take the pin.
We'll get into. We're going to do a. I will let you know. I will spill the cat out of the bag on this one. We will at the end. You have to give predictions at the end.
Sounds good
for Takeover, because that's what we will be doing at the end of the podcast. What else? What else did you think of the show?
Other than that, like I said, it was like a roller coaster. It started going up. Promo ended. Main event started. They were going good. Then straight to the ground. Ended on the worst possible note they could have had.
Got a lot of people coming in and out here. Thank you so much for everyone watching. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. Leave questions and comments, and also like the video. I thought it was a really good show. And this is every week I watch NXT. Anytime I watch Wednesday nights, it's such an easy watch. This was a nice, fun show to watch until the main event, until the final 5-7 minutes of the show. I agree with you about McAfee and Cole. I loved it. Pat McAfee was born, and when you get the athlete celebrity interaction, it's so hit or miss. Some years lately it's been pretty much a miss. But Pat McAfee has been fantastic. I think he comes off as so snarky, comes off as the cocky heel. He's got that swagger, and tonight he came in strutting his stuff with his goons. AJ Hawk. God, I forget the cat's name. Something Butler from his old teammate.
It was old teammate, yeah.
And there was another guy. They didn't say what his name was. But I loved it. The promo was good. I loved what happened at the end. I thought that was well done with them. I loved, like you said, I loved the package video with Karrion Kross and Keith Lee. I was already jazzed for that match. That match is going to be amazing. I'm very intrigued on what they're going to do for the finish. I think that's going to be the key. And we'll get into that later on, but You got me pumped. You got me excited. I thought that was extremely well done. Matches were good. I can't think of a bad match on the show. Everything served a purpose, and that's what a go-home show should be. A go-home show should be getting you excited for the big event, and that is what this show did. Unlike Raw, which peaked 1 week early, I thought NXT did really well. We're just going to get right into this because I'm pretty pissed off. I'm pretty upset this evening.
What's going on?
We're going to start with this Joker. And I'm going to say Joker right off the bat. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, and that is perfectly fine by me. Yes, the absurd push of Velveteen Dream. If you watch the end of the show, and I even hate spitting this out of my mouth. This is how detested I am that this finish happened. Velveteen Dream pinned Finn Balor. I was trying to go into this match happy. I was trying to go into this match thinking, okay, Balor's going to squash this Joker like a bug. Unfortunately, we did not see that this evening. And I know people are going to say, oh, you're a journalist. You're a reporter. You're supposed to be objective. But you know what? I am not going to be objective here. Because this is utterly ridiculous. You got a guy, plain and simple. You can agree, you can disagree. This guy's a pedophile. Plain and simple. The WWE can spin this nonsense any way they want. And they're going to, because it's the WWE. Triple H had the audacity to say we did a thorough investigation, which they did not, because another accuser has come out. An accuser came out and said they never contacted me. John Fuller, the same who from the jump said something. Hey, this happened. There's audio. There's video. There's messages. How in the hell do you clear this guy? I watched him come to the ring tonight, Daryl, and I wanted to spit at my television. I wanted to spit. I wanted to call him he's a vile son of a bitch. And the fact WWE paraded this schmuck in front of my TV, your TV, and all the good fans of pro wrestling. I am ashamed to cover pro wrestling. I am ashamed of the fact that I had to waste 20 minutes of my time. Every time he did anything, I just wanted to spit at him. This guy's an asshole. And the fact that Triple H, a father of daughters, it's not like this guy doesn't have any children. He's got girls. Young girls. And he condoned, oh, yeah, you know, the investigation, you know, he was out because he was in an auto accident. BS. I know plenty of people in that company that were ticked off. They did not fire him. I know plenty of people in that company, talent on NXT, management, agents, producers, ticked off. They did not get rid of this guy. This guy is nothing special. He's not. Patrick Clark is nothing special. He is not going to turn this company around. He is not going to turn NXT around. And even if he could, you still fire his sorry ass. And you let him rot in obscurity. As I've talked to people in AEW, they've said if he gets fired, they're not picking him up. I don't know about Impact or Ring of Honor or anywhere else. You know, I got 2 kids. I got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. And seeing that guy made me want to punch him in the face, spit on him, and keep kicking him. Not to death, no. But I want him to suffer for what he did for everything with these children. And yet, this company is going to parade him on television, promote his match, and then even worse, you give him a win over one of your best acts in all of WWE? If I was Finn Balor, I'd have been like, I'm out of here. I'm not doing it. Put someone else in there. I don't get there, and I'm not even going to apologize. And I know people are going to say I should apologize. I'm not going to. I am ashamed to be a pro wrestler. I'm ashamed to cover this great sport. And yes, pro wrestling's a sport. It is. I don't care what people say. It is. What these guys and girls do, risking life and limb, I have a ton of respect for. I really do. What I do not have respect for is for Patrick Clark to still be in front of my television. And for WWE today, specifically Paul Levesque, to go and try to promote this guy and defend it. I hope he has to look himself in the mirror, and I hope he wipes the disgust and the shame off of his face. Because how can one look at their children after being on that call? Because he's at home. He's not in Florida. He's right now at home. He won't be in Florida probably till Friday or Saturday. You gotta look in the mirror. How do you do that after saying that, getting off the call, and then you gotta look at your 3 daughters and knowing you kept someone like that, or defending that? I don't care what the spin is. You defended that guy. I would have fired his happy ass and wouldn't have thought twice about it. I'm sorry. They cannot. If anyone's going to defend this guy, please unsubscribe to the YouTube channel. Please get off and do not watch this video. Unfollow me on Facebook. Unfollow the Walkway to Fight Club on Facebook. Unfollow and like us on Twitter and Instagram. Don't ever listen to a podcast or a video or watch it ever again. I don't want to be associated with that crap of defending someone like that. I am so mad. And I've never gotten like that.
And you know what? You have every right to be.
It's
the day that this report came out, the WWE, I don't care if you could have had investigative, you could have had freaking any detective you could have wanted. His ass should have been on the street as soon as that report came out. That's not. You claim that you're family entertainment.
Yep.
But yet, you have this PR nightmare, and then you have the CEO of the company come out and say, we made our own investigation. We didn't find anything. And then you have the accuser say, I was never called. I was never asked anything. Guess what? You guys are completely in the wrong. For a company that always is on par, and I will say they are on par in bad PR with the NFL. They are on par. NFL has always been in the lowest of the low when it comes to PR. WWE is there, if not below, thanks to this. Just as this man did inhumane things. This is not something you do. If you're a parent watching this podcast, you see this guy on your TV, turn it off.
I would.
Shut it off. Spit at the TV. Throw whatever you want to do. This guy should not be on TV. This guy should not be winning, should not have any part in any pay-per-view, not even on a free TV. He shouldn't even be on a TNA Explosion card. He shouldn't be on anything.
I don't think Explosion exists anymore. So keep going though.
Well,
I just wanted to jump in real quick. Explosion doesn't.
Whatever the case is, something like that cannot be. You can't do that. That is just PR suicide. Not only that, it's inhumane. How do you have a guy that got accused to be a pedophile on TV doing his gimmick of all things?
That makes it worse.
That makes it worse.
Now, I want just a quick correction, and then keep going.
Go ahead.
John Fuller was one of the accused.
One of the accused.
But he was not reached out to by WWE. I just want to make that clarification. I just wanted to correct you. As I said it earlier, I just want to make sure we stay consistent in that. Keep on going, my friend.
Yeah, and thank you. But the same thing, you can't have this guy on TV. You can't have him beat one of your top talent. You can't have him go on to Takeover, one of your biggest events of the year for NXT. NXT Takeover 30, the 30-year anniversary, and you're going to parade this guy in front of the TV, knowing there's that going on, that he's that asshole. And I know we said no cursing here, but he's that asshole.
I said it
on my TV. I don't want to watch it.
Now, if you want to have him out and job, I'm fine with that.
Not even that. I don't want to see him on TV.
But
if he's jobbing, he's getting paid. This guy should not be getting paid for jack.
No, you're right. If I say any more, I'm gonna regret what I'm gonna say, and I think there is enough of that scumbag. Let's get on with
the positives.
Let's get on with some positives of the show. Let me open up my notes here, and I do apologize for this. For everyone bouncing in and out, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the. Since we're exclusively live on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a question or comment, and we will get to it at the end of the podcast. If you leave a question or comment afterwards, it will get answered when it is seen. Here is, and I thought a pretty good show. Let me get my notes. There we go. The show began with a match I wasn't sure if it would be any good. Johnny Gargano and Ridge Holland, and the second chance match to be in the North American title bout, the 5-person ladder match this coming Saturday. Like you astutely said, the 30th ever NXT Takeover. So I think that's a pretty cool achievement. So I think major kudos to NXT for that. Yeah. I thought a pretty good match. I hadn't seen much of Holland. It's easy being in there with Gargano. It really is. But a scary spot. And it had come out earlier in the week, right after this match was filmed last week. It's the power slam. Holland landed on it, and Gargano landed on his head. And that was rough. And from the Fightful Select reported that the match was stopped and they were checking on Gargano. It was several minutes. And then I thought a great job. And it's the one thing WWE does very well is their post-production. And I thought that was really well done. They edited out a lot of the stuff and just to like the final part, and then when Gargano got up. But you could tell Gargano wasn't the same after that. And we'll get into the thoughts on if the match should continue, because I wasn't torn on that, and it didn't last. I was torn on that when I first heard about it, but then after watching, it's pretty clear what they should have done. I thought the ending was very solid. Where Holland still looked strong. Holland brought Gargano into the ring. Candice LeRae grabbed his leg. Gargano low-blowed him for the one final beat to advance. Holland doesn't lose much. right call. Gargano should go into the ladder match. You need big names in the match. And Johnny Gargano is you think of NXT, Johnny Gargano is one of the first 2-3 names that you do think of. But I'm not a fan of the match continuing. I know you have plans and crap like that, but you know what? You have to promote safety. They didn't promote safety in this situation. And I would have just gone to you go to a no contest, you say Gargano can longer continue, and you give Holland the win. It's okay. You could have, you lose the biggest cog in the wheel, because I think Gargano's going to be the cog to the wheel on Saturday, but I would have gone that way. But that is me. But who am I? But match was good. I thought the match was solid. Wasn't great, wasn't spectacular, but I thought it was just a nice, solid match. The best I've seen of Holland. Just not the right finish, but I'm not fond of that match continuing. I would have called an audible at that point, and there's no. And he didn't. From what I know, he does not have a concussion, because people have asked. I'm like, I think he's just got. From what I've been told, he got his bell rung. I've asked concussion, and I've gotten no answer. They're usually pretty not descriptive if there's a concussion. I was just told he got his bell rung. So I don't know if he suffered a concussion. He still didn't look good after the match, though.
No. And it's something like that. And you mentioned the right finish. That is the right finish. You need Gargano in the ladder match. But at the same time, you got to make sure, when you've had cases like Daniel Bryan, Edge happen on your roster, and, they went through what they went through, they had to retire at some point. You don't want to risk further injury by continuing the match and having another spot where, Gargano might not be in the right mindset. He might not be all there. And Rich Holland ends up getting hurt. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. It was the right finish. I can see, why. But at the same time, you got to promote safety. No, you got to make sure that you take care of both guys, because Gargano not only got hurt, but he, in the mindset, he could have put Rich Holland in danger. No, could have missed a spot. You had Candice LeRae involved. That could have been another, danger spot if something didn't go well. That's stuff that, you got to think about. But at the end of the day, other than Gargano getting his bell rung, so far nothing bad happened. Thank God. Gargano advancing to the ladder match, that is the right move. Hopefully he's okay to do it, because we've seen what happens. I don't know why. This reminds me of when Bubba Ray Dudley, when Jericho had to lead Bubba Ray Dudley through a concussion through a ladder match. I don't know if you ever heard the story?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was bad. Where he kept, after the match, and I'll give Bubba Ray Dudley all the credit in the world, because the guy is a hell of a talent. Always been a big fan of the guy. He kept asking afterwards, Tommy Dreamer where his mom was. And his mom passed away like a few years before that. And that's how scary this stuff is.
Yeah.
Like, you forget stuff and you move into this scenario. That's what you got to try to avoid. But at the end of the day, hopefully everybody's okay. Great finish, great match. I'm with you on the whole. This match should have been stopped when it was stopped. Should have scrapped that at that part.
Up next was Dakota Kai in a squash over Jesse Kamiya. Nothing really to it. It was just to get Kai a good squash, solid win going into Takeover against Io Shirai. I liked it, GTK. That is a fancy finisher.
Oh, yeah.
The last year she has been, man, I've been loving me some Dakota Kai. I thought looked really good there in that match. Cut a promo, talk about how she's going to win the title on Sunday from Shirai. Shirai came out. Shirai was getting the better of her, threw out of the ring and going towards the back. And God, Raquel Gonzalez threw one hell of a freaking front kick. Oh my God, it was a thing of beauty. Good Lord, I felt that in my chest.
Don't know how Shirai's head's still attached.
God, carried her into the ring, tossed her into the ring. Kai's jaw jacking her. Shirai gets back, slaps her, Gonzalez comes back, attacks her from behind, chokeslam, and well done. Establish that if Kai's going to get into trouble, Gonzalez is going to be right there. That's going to be a good match on Sunday. I'm thinking Sunday. God, because I'm dreading SummerSlam.
Sunday.
Not looking forward to Sunday, but good, but a good match.
Not looking forward to Randy Orton win the title. What?
I'm actually looking forward to that. It's one of the only things I'm looking forward to on SummerSlam. No, but well done segment. Up next, Legado de Fantasma defeated Breezango and Isaiah Scott Swerve. I love me some Swerve Scott, man. God, I love him.
He can work.
Some Shane Strickland in my. I need more of Shane Strickland in my life. I thought a good match. A lot of contestants on the outside. A lot of high spots. Really didn't resemble a tag match. It was more just pure, unadulterated chaos, which I am always a big fan of. It reminded me. Maybe this is a horrible analogy, but when the Young Bucks faced Grayson and Uno. I thought it reminded me of that, just like it was mainly on the outside. It really wasn't much to it, but I thought the end of this match was really good. When Scott was on he got the heat back, but then he knocked Breeze off the ropes. He's getting beat, then he makes his comeback, but he's not the legal man in the ring. Legado de Fantasma pummels his ass. Breeze finally gets in the ring, and Tyler Breeze does the job. Good win for Legado de Fantasma, but God, I want to see Santos Escobar and some Swerve Scott. I need that in my life.
And this is my first actual booking critique that I'm going to have for NXT. I want to see Legado del Fantasma booked more. I feel like they can book them better.
Really? I think they're booked pretty well. You don't think?
I think they're booked okay. Just because the talent that you have, I'm looking at the talent, I'm looking at what they can do, and I'm looking at how the heel turn happened. You can make them into even more badass than they actually are already, because they're three great athletes. Absolutely. Santos Escobar, that sounds like a... I don't know why. I'm drawing just ideas from watching just shows I'm blanking on the name. It's on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix.
Never mind. But it's essentially they kind of give you this mafia / cartel vibe. Where
absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely.
I'm in charge. You don't cross me. If you cross me, I'm gonna
beat your ass.
Yeah. They're making every match a lot of high spots. Book them a little different. Make them those Street Fighter type wrestlers. Make them look dominant for a while, to the point where you can have those, like a rivalry with the higher end talent. Because right now, Breezango, they don't need a push. They should be just plowing through them. Absolutely plowing. Not even no offense. Don't give them any offense. Just plow through them.
Oh, no.
Plow through them. Just like a...
Maybe I'm just being biased because I'm a fan of Fandango.
I think I lost.
I love... You hear me?
Got it.
I love Fandango. But no, after the match they announced on the pre-show on Saturday at 6:30 Eastern, it will be a number 1 contenders match for the tag team titles. Legado de Fantasma against Breezango and Oni Lorcan and Daniel Burch. So I am looking forward. They'll be on the pre-show number 1 contenders. But God, I need to see me. God, I love Santos Escobar, man. Santos Escobar is a star, man. He just carries himself like he is the bomb. I can't say what I want to say, but man, he looks good. He just carries himself like a mega star. Hopefully he stays on them at NXT. I don't need
another Andrade situation where
just they ruin poor Andrade. That's a whole other conversation for maybe we could talk about that on. We'll see what happens on Sunday. They show Pat McAfee walking in with AJ Hawk, and God, I forget the other cat's name. If you can find it, that would be I forget the guy's name. Something Butler.
I got it.
I forget his
I got it right here. Darius Butler.
Darius Butler. That's who it was.
Yeah, Darius Butler.
Undisputed Era. They go to commercial. Undisputed Era comes out. All four. I love Adam Cole. He's just phenomenal. Wants McAfee to come out. McAfee comes out with his guys, and I don't know who the other guy was. There was 4 guys. I only knew 3. I didn't know who the 4th guy was. They never even mentioned. And by the way, it is nice to hear Vic Joseph's voice instead of Tom Phillips. I do not need to hear Tom Phillips twice a week. I don't even need to hear Tom Phillips once a week. But thank God they gave Vic Joseph should be doing Raw. Yeah. If you're going to put anything, put Tom Phillips at NXT. Because hearing Tom Phillips for 3 hours, I need a lot of tequila to get through Tom Phillips.
See, I'm not the biggest Tom Phillips hater either. Like, I don't hate him as much as you do. Byron Saxton, on the other hand, he should not be on TV ever again.
Thank God for Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe gets me through Raw. For me not muting it, having to mute it. But
I have muted in the past.
At least you're telling the truth.
Done.
At least you're telling the truth. McAfee cuts a great promo. He's talking about what it took to get here. He punted Adam Cole. You know, he gave Adam Cole's props. Longest reigning NXT champion. He says he's one of the best in the business. He's wrestled all around the world. But that's where I love it right here. He's like, I only need 2 weeks to train to kick your ass at TakeOver. It's like, boom. Loved it. And then then Cole goes at him. And then the security guys come. I get a kick out of that all the time when the security guys come. I'm thinking, all right, they're going to end it there. I'm like, I would have been cool with that.
The worst security.
But then it got better. Because then we've seen some super kicks from Adam Cole. We've seen a V-trigger. And I hate when they don't. Just call out the V-trigger. Come on. Everyone steals the move from Kenny Omega. I think Morrow did it 1 week, and I think Morrow probably got a talking to and said, please don't call it the V-trigger, please. Because he doesn't call it the V-trigger anymore. Cole gets in McAfee's face and tells him at TakeOver, I'm going to make you my bitch. Gets right in his face. I like he got right in his face. I know. But that's what he said. Got right in his face. And I was feeling it there, like you said. Yeah, like you said at the beginning, that you're feeling it. Oh, I'm all in. I'm all in on Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. You can sign me the heck up. Just for that, even if Keith Lee and Karrion Kross was not on this show, you had me all in, no pun intended, for this match. As ESPN's giving it love, and I imagine we're going to get the big media push here until Saturday. But a job well done by... We lost Daryl. Daryl went incognito. But no, a job well done by Adam Cole and a great job by Pat McAfee. Hopefully we get Daryl back. Seems like he's still having internet issues. But we're going to... You know what? I'm a pro. I'm going to pile on through here. As I lost my notes. And I hear my 14-month-old, you're supposed to be sleeping, buddy. Aaliyah and Mercedes Martinez against Rhea Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart. I'm not going to lie here, guys. Because this is the honest tree. Hey, he's back.
My bad.
I did not watch this match. I was getting my children to bed. And all I seen is that I'm not a fan of Rhea Ripley getting her hair blonde. Not a fan. Not digging it. Good to see Shotzi have her gear back. Who won the match?
Rhea Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart won by pinfall.
Poor Robert Stone. Dude, I love me. And I know Robert Stone's mocking Tony Khan. I get it. But come on, man. You got to give these cats a win once in a while. You got to give my man I love me Robert Stone. He's funny. Totally looks like Tony Khan, too. I have to. It's a total ringer for Tony Khan. Anyone that says it's not, you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah.
then what we were talking about earlier, an awesome promo package to preview the main event of NXT Takeover 30 between Keith Lee and Karrion Kross. That match is going to be bonkers.
I can't wait.
Oh my God. I got goosebumps.
I haven't been this excited over a match in a while. But the thing is, I'm excited because it's an unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. We'll get to our predictions later on, but
we'll get into that.
We don't know.
I guess we will gloss over this main event. Finn Balor and Velveteen Dream. I don't have to do anything. So tell my wife, I don't have to do anything. I'm choosing. I choose to be more busy. That's why I do. But I didn't think the match was bad. As much as I hate the Velveteen Dream being on my TV, he's not bad as a heel. I think he's actually better as a heel. Not the world's biggest fan of him being a babyface, but I thought job well done here. Like, the match was going pretty good. And then they come back from Cameron Grimes comes out. I like Cameron Grimes is a snarky guy. On top of the ladder with the belt. I was like, oh, I'm like, all right, Cameron Grimes. I can use you in my life. Balor goes for the coup de grace. Gets distracted by Grimes. I thought a great superplex spot there by Velveteen Dream. I thought that was nice and fluid. I thought a really good spot there. Johnny Gargano comes out and knocks Grimes off the ladder. Grimes gets into the ring, gets his butt handed to him by Dream and Balor. Bronson Reed comes out, gets right behind because Gargano's like, I'm awesome, blah, blah, blah. Heel Gargano is amazing. Bronson Reed, who I'm impressed by, very impressed by Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed gets him into the ring. Then here comes my man. God, I'm glad he's getting a push. Damian. You don't seem like you're a fan of Damian Priest. I'm ashamed.
We'll get to that.
Okay. Awesome. Reed and Priest stare each other down. Balor's on the outside, and here comes... This is where it all went. It was already going downhill. It fell off the cliff.
Yep.
Why, Timothy Thatcher? Why? Came out, attacked Balor, threw him into the ring. Dream hit the Dream Valley Driver. Elbow off the top for the pin. And he advances to the North American title match, where it will be Velveteen Dream, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Cameron Grimes. The winner of the 5-person ladder match will be the NXT champion. Then they all beat each other up. Big schmaz afterwards. Everyone hit their moves. Cameron Grimes walks out on top. I got that right. Cameron Grimes walked out on top, right? I thought I hit my nose. Okay. I wanted to make sure my notes are right. I'm looking.
No, not Cameron Grimes. Bronson Reed ending standing tall.
A good match ruined by a god-awful finish.
Yeah.
They could have gone with any other finish. I would have been okay if you went no contest. I still would have been ticked off. But I wouldn't have been as mad.
No.
But I just think a very bad finish. We'll start with that match.
I get why they did it. I get why they needed to set. I'm pretty sure it's Finn Balor, Thatcher.
No, you could have done Balor and Thatcher next week on NXT. I don't need to see a pedophile in front of my television.
Oh no, that's not the point I tried to make.
The finish was horrible. Yeah, I don't need it. You could have. Thatcher could have attacked him at a takeover. There's your out. But that 5-way, even though one participant shouldn't be in it, is taking place on Sunday. On Sunday again. Saturday. I wish it was taking place on Sunday. I like the fact that you got a lot of young guys, a lot of unknowns, but you got established names in Dream and Gargano. I think the match is going to be very good. I think it's going to be. I think it's got a chance to be great because Grimes is really good. I'm really getting behind Bronson Reed, but I'm very, very impressed by Damian Priest. He's just coming off the former Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor, coming off very well. He's carries himself like a star. He looks like a star. I think it makes it be good. I'm going with Damian Priest, and Damian Priest will walk out the North American champion.
Hey, we finally agree on something.
Better stop now.
I'm actually, yeah. I've been saying I'm a big fan of Damian Priest, not only because he's Puerto Rican. Little known fact.
I know he's Puerto Rican. I wouldn't.
Little known fact. But I'm actually a big fan of his character. I'm a big fan of his athleticism and his moveset. The guy himself, like you said, he carries himself like a superstar. That's a guy that needs a boost after, losing a couple of rivalries lately. Lost to Keith Lee. He lost a couple matches to Dominic Dijakovic. By the way, we don't know where he is lately. Djokovic. Haven't seen him in a while.
Dijakovic.
Dijakovic.
Right. Come on.
I'm awful.
You're a broadcast journalist. Get names right.
I'm awful with names. I apologize.
Get your names right, or I'm going to Paul Heyman you.
I'm taking notes. Hold on.
I'm gonna Paul Heyman you. You don't want to be Paul Heyman. You do not want to be replaced by Bruce Pritchard.
That is true. That is true.
I love Bruce.
Is AJ Styles complaining about me too? Like, what's the deal?
It's for another podcast.
Yep.
We'll save that. We'll save that for Sunday.
All right, cool. And then, but yeah, Damian Priest, I say he's going to win as well. I agree with you. He's, like I said, I like Bronson Reed. I like Cameron Grimes. I like, with the exception of the one asswipe that I'm done talking about. The four guys, Johnny Gargano, Velveteen, Reed, Cameron Grimes, and Bronson Reed, if either of them walk out with the title, that's fine. But Damian Priest is, in my opinion, the guy that needs it the most. He needs to establish himself as a top player here in NXT, and I think this is the way to do it.
Okay. I'm liking where you're going. I like where you're going. All right, let me keep going here. Give me 1 second. I do apologize. I just wanted to make sure I had the lineup. Okay.
All right.
We're not gonna talk about the pre-show match.
Just a quick prediction. Legado del Fantasma. Just take it.
Yes. The triple threat number one contenders tag team match. Legado del Fantasma, Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde against Breezango, Oni Lorcan, and Daniel Burch. I will agree with you. I will go with Legado del Fantasma. Those guys are fantastic. All right. NXT women's title match, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai. Love this match. Io Shirai she is the best women's wrestler in the world, and it's not even close. Sorry to all the Charlotte Flair fans. Sorry to all the Sasha Banks fans. As much as I'm loving me some Sasha right now, and I'm loving me some Hey, want some Bayley.
It's Io Shirai, baby.
I'm all about Asuka, and I love Asuka, but it is all about Io Shirai. Dakota Kai has come into her own in the last year, ever since she went heel, turned on Tegan Nox at NXT TakeOver in Chicago, where I was at, and it was awesome. But I love what Dakota Kai is doing. Really, some of her best work. I'm going to repub that Dakota Kai podcast, that video that is on the Walkway to Fight Club YouTube channel. Watch that shiznit, everybody.
It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram as well.
It is on our YouTube channel. I don't think it's on the podcast channel. I will have to check that. I will check that later. But all that aside, I think this is going to be a very good match. This is going to be another breakout moment here for Dakota Kai. I like the Raquel Gonzalez factor, but I think you have to keep the title on Shirai at this point. I do not take it off of her right now. If this was a couple months down the line, I would say, you know what? Okay, title change. I still think it's too early. I go with Io Shirai.
Yeah, agreed. Mainly just because you can't you just gave her the belt in your house. You had her beat Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, so the top talent in WWE. You can't just take the title away from her now. And I get it. The Raquel Gonzalez factor is there. Dakota Kai is on fire as a heel right now. But I think you can extend this rivalry a little more. But Io Shirai is going to come out with the win on Saturday. I almost said Sunday. It's Saturday.
You're listening to me too much. Please don't do that. Let's get into
You are my teacher, son.
That is true. Man, poor kid. Poor child. Poor adult. The co-main event of the show, Adam Cole against Pat McAfee. I am loving, like we've talked about earlier, we love the build. Everything they've done here has been spot on. I wish they would have done it a few weeks earlier. I understand what they were trying to do with the unification stuff and everything. I get where they were going. Just wish I had about another week or two of build. And I could have what they've done in a short amount of time, I think the build has been very good. You got a guy he's only had one match against a guy who is one of the best wrestlers in the world. You go based off of that, this match should be pretty good. We're going to find out how great Adam Cole is. We already know when he's in the ring with guys like Keith Lee, AJ Styles, Finn Balor. We know against guys like that, we know how good he is. Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins. We know that based off that. We're really going to find out. We really are. And I think this is going to surprise a lot of people. I really do. Pat McAfee, this is not like Pat McAfee's like 43, 44. Pat McAfee's 33 years old. He retired young from the NFL with everything intact. I think this is going to be very good. I got way too high expectations for this, but I think Daryl, this is going to be great.
Agree. And my biggest fear, like I said, is that Pat McAfee's going over. I'm going to predict that. Pat McAfee's somehow going to go over.
And the program continues? If they do that, I'm okay with that.
Yes. Because then you get more build and more build.
I'm going to backtrack. And I don't do that often. Depends on how they do the finish. If you do a shit finish, God, I did it again. I swore. Ugh. If they do it again,
I'm gonna keep track on how many times you swore from now on. Unacceptable.
Get sponsored by a cookie jar company. I don't know where the heck I was going. Yes, if the finish has to be done right, though, if they're gonna do some type of schmaz finish, it's got to be done right to make the fans want to see your return. So, if you do it right, you can run this until November. For the Survivor Series takeover, they're doing a takeover October 4th. If I got my Saturdays done correctly. Wait, no, I do not have October 3rd. I take that back. So we'll see. I'm not convinced, but because it is WWE, but more often than not for takeovers, they usually. In NXT in general, they do a good job more often than not with their finishes. And then the main event, the NXT heavyweight title, Keith Lee defends against Karrion Kross. The build has been out of this universe. They've made Karrion Kross look like a freaking mega star. They make him look like he is the guy. But they have also done the same with Keith Lee. Both guys have an aura about them. Keith Lee has been on a hell of a run for the last year. There's been no one bigger, no pun intended, than Keith Lee and Karrion Kross. The gimmick is phenomenal. The entrance is amazing. Scarlett is dead sexy. Woo! I love me some Scarlett Boudreaux. Me and blondes, man. Whoo! Me and Ric Flair don't have much in common, but we love the blonde women. Woo! I've always wanted to do that. I've never done it.
Well, there you go.
Too bad I can't strut on there. But no, this match, and Triple H said it on the call today. We will have the audio for that up tomorrow. That's been a hectic day, and I just didn't put the audio up, so my sincere apologies. But it will be up tomorrow morning. This is everything of a big fight feel. It really does. It can go either way. A lot's gonna be. You're gonna know which way. I think you're gonna know which way this match is going to go, depending on what happens in the co-main event. If you do a DQ finish in the co-main, you can't do a DQ finish here. I would do a non-finish here.
Yeah, no contest.
You can go with contest. You can do a DQ. I would be and I'm not a big advocate of schmaz DQs and countouts and stuff like that. But I want to see more of this. Neither one of these guys at this point should be taking a loss.
No.
Lee just won the title. Cross is over as hell. This program can have some legs. These guys have worked together before. The matches have been very good. I'm not saying this is going to be long. 10 to 15. I wouldn't go no more than 15 minutes for this match. It shouldn't go no more than that. We don't need to see a 20, 25, 30 minutes.
No.
I know that's what we usually see from NXT TakeOver main events. This one here needs to go about 15 max. That's after the entrances. 15 minutes of in-ring work. So you're talking probably 20, 22. I'm okay in that range. You go beyond that, I'm out. Because I don't think it's going to be very good. No. But you keep it in that range, I think you get a match very worthy of being an NXT TakeOver main event. And hopefully I think we get a non-finish. Because I think that's the smartest move.
I hope we get a non-finish. Just because you don't, like you mentioned before, neither of these guys can take a loss right now. Keith Lee just came off the biggest win of his career, winning the title. Karrion Kross is over as hell. He's the brand new toy that you can't break yet. He's the guy, in my opinion, in NXT that's going to take them even further than they already are. I would have, and I remember the day that they set up this match. I told you, I'm like, I think this is way too early for this match to be happening. I'm excited to see it, but it's way too early. Just because if you expect a non-finish, then you got to wrap this up by October. This is a rivalry that you could have taken to Mania weekend.
Maybe they go that way.
Hopefully, but sometimes it will feel dragged out a long, long way because we still got. What?
You got three. You got
6
At minimum, you got 3 more takeovers until Mania. At minimum, they may throw another one in there maybe in March, maybe sometime in February, because they did that this year. They did that show in Portland, which was really good.
Yeah.
We had Lee Dijakovic, and then I forget who. I think it was who did Adam Cole face? But remember Cole made a title defense, and the match was
wasn't it against Ciampa?
Yeah, Cole and Ciampa.
Yeah,
which was really good. But now I agree. We're going to learn a lot from the co-main, and we're going to learn a lot of where their direction is. Maybe they just go right to Karrion Kross, and Keith Lee goes in the main roster. That could be the chosen destination. I don't know. I don't know anything. I haven't asked. I don't really want to know. This is a situation where I just don't want to know. I want to enjoy it, be surprised, and see what ends up happening. But I'm going with a non-finish.
Same.
All right.
This is the first time we agree as much as we do. I don't like it.
We don't agree on nothing. Man, we're like the bitter husband and wife.
I'm not a fan.
We agreed on everything in these preview predictions. This is some shenanigans.
I do want to mention before. Last time we did predictions.
Oh, here we go.
3-3 and 0.
I was kicking myself.
Every single pick correctly. Rosen struck Marlon Vera, I was ridiculed over this pick.
GT. Every blind, and I'll say this: every blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Well,
you happen to find your nut for the evening.
I found 3 nuts.
You got one big nut for the evening. I'm watching that Marlon Vera fight, and because I was supposed to cover the Cecilia Brækhus Jessica McCaskill fight on DAZN, and DAZN made not a power play. They reached out and they're like, "Hey, can we do? Let's have you do UFC." And I'm like, thinking, and I'm like, and I know why, and I'll tell you why off air. And I'm like, all right, I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, that's cool. I'm a team player. I'm down for the cause. And because they're paying for the pay-per-view. So I was like, sure. And I'm watching and we both agreed on the Rosenstrike fight. We both knew that was what was going to happen there. But that Marlon Vera fight, I'm like, and I looked at the final odds. He closed at plus 210, and I'm like, I wanted to text you to it. I'm like, I'm going to see what happens. Oh my God. That was a fluke win. I'm sorry. It was nothing Marlon Vera did. He had to throw the blows that caused Herb Dean that made. I'll give him credit for that.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. But when they rematch, the result's going to be.
It's going to be different.
Totally different. On that note, we will end with that. Daryl, where can the fans find you on social media?
If you would so kindly put it down here, thank you.
I did. Geez.
DY Boricua 21, right here. Just because people will know when I say Boricua, they don't know how to spell it, so I have to have it down here. So here we are. DY Boricua 21 on Twitter and Instagram. I am behind the Walkway to Fight Club page. Steve Muehlhausen, I did notice earlier you got involved a little bit on the DMs as well. So I see you. I see you working.
It goes to it's connected to the Facebook, which I didn't even know.
Like, yeah, I connected it to the Facebook.
Which, whatever, man. I'm cool with it. I'm like,
give you access to it.
You're going to give no. And I was like, okay, if you're going to want a sub from me, I don't think we got the sub yet. I'm going to actually take it off when we're done. We'll see. I'll check it though later. You can find me on Twitter at SMuehlhausenJR. You can find me on Instagram, which I got to change the Instagram, at SMuehlhausenMMA. You can, since we're live on YouTube, you can make sure you guys like the video and please subscribe to the channel. A lot of cool stuff coming up through the pipeline and already a lot of cool stuff in the books. We already got Chris Jericho's in there. Dakota Kai is in there. A Paige Van Zandt reaction video of her going to bare knuckle fighting championship. It's done very well. Stipe Miocic, the UFC 252 results and reaction. Like I said, Chris Jericho, Dakota Kai, who is challenging Io Shirai this weekend for the NXT Women's Championship. Also, there's Dana White, CM Punk.
Check out the On This Day with the Ultimate Warrior.
On this day with, thank you, sir. On this day with the one and only the Ultimate Warrior, making his debut in World Championship Wrestling, and a whole lot more. Bill Goldberg, Anthony Joshua. There's a ton, and I mean a ton, of great content in there. There's going to be an interview up with Matt Cardona. Once I get my flash drive things, which I'm hoping will be next week. Luckily, AEW was very nice and accommodating and understood after I promised it was going to be up last week, and been having a very difficult time with my flash drive and my external, but it will be getting fixed. We will have the audio. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Walkway to Fight Club. Please like the Facebook page and follow as well. Find the podcast we have a Twitter at Walkway Fight. Also, this will also be available on the audio version. We're available on all your podcasting platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Anchor, Overcast, and all your favorite podcasting platforms.
No Stitcher.
Screw Stitcher. I don't know where the hate's at from Stitcher. I gave up, man. I am not even going to bother trying with them people because they are absolutely ridiculous. And they don't want to.
Not worth the effort.
You don't want to give the love. I look at it this way. if you're not going to show me the proper respect, why am I going to make the effort to give you any love and attention? Not going to flippin' happen. That is how I work. That's to me how life should work. But what the heck do I know? But we will have another on this day that will be up. The audio, and I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do this. I don't want to make no promises yet. But I can guarantee the audio for the on this day that will be filmed tomorrow night will be up on Friday morning. I'm also going to cut this up from what we did for the predictions piece, and I also put the predictions up solely on the YouTube page as well. I will do that very early tomorrow morning. Is you will learn, Daryl, with children, you end up getting up early and you end up having a ton of time. So that will be done as well. A lot of on this day stuff coming up, a lot of good interviews coming up. For Daryl Rivera, for Stephen Muehlhausen, we will see you guys later.